Practice makes perfect, right? Well, not exactly. Practice makes permanent. So why don't people practice the correct golf swing? Well, there's two reasons. First, people don't understand the golf swing. Second, you need feedback, instant feedback, so that you don't practice bad habits. It's impossible for your instructor to be with you every time you're on the practice range. That's why we developed the Medicus Hinged Club.
Before we begin the swing, you need to have a sound setup or address position. As you can see here in my address, I am bent over, allowing my arms and hands to hang straight down. My knees are bent for good balance, and my feet, knees, hips, and shoulders are all parallel to the target line. This assures the proper alignment and posture. As you begin the swing and move into breakpoint number 1, keep your hands and arms very relaxed. Turn using the big muscles, allowing the grip into the club and the club head to move away together. If you're tense and move the club head away quickly, the Medicus will break. Moving into breakpoint 2, you continue turning with the upper body. The hands begin to hinge, which will allow the club shaft to become parallel with the target line and the toe of the club pointed up. If the toe of the club is horizontal or closed, the Medicus will break. Also, if the shaft is pointed behind you or too much to the inside, the shaft will break. The right elbow is very close to the side and the weight is beginning to transfer. As we reach breakpoint number 3, the shoulders have kept turning and the hands continue to hinge. The club shaft is pointed at the target line and on plane, and the left arm is parallel to the ground. The right knee must maintain its flex throughout the entire swing, as you can see in this picture. As I continue turning my shoulders and my arms fold, we reach breakpoint 4, which is the top of the backswing. My shoulders have turned 90 degrees and the hips 45 degrees. The right arm is positioned straight down and my hands are underneath the club shaft supporting it. The club shaft is also parallel to the target line once again, and the face of the club is semi-skyward or on the same line as my left arm. I've maintained my right knee flex and my bend from the waist has also been maintained. If the club shaft is in a laid-off position or the club face is closed, the Medicus will break. Moving into the downswing, the arms accelerate, allowing the left arm to come back to parallel to the ground. This is breakpoint number 5. You'll also notice that the club shaft points back to the target line and the hips have gone back to square. The shoulders remain approximately 40 degrees closed and the right elbow has come back against the body. The wrists at this point remain fully cocked. With the hips continuing to open up and the wrists beginning to uncock, we reach breakpoint 6. The club shaft comes back to parallel with the target line and the toe of the club is up, similar to breakpoint 2, and the shoulders are approaching their original address position. As the club head releases into breakpoint 7, which is impact, the weight is shifted over to the left side and the upper body remains behind the ball or tilted to the right. The hand should be ahead of the ball and the club head with the club face square. The right arm should still be flexed and the left leg is soft but in a process of straightening. The hips are approximately 35 degrees open and the shoulders are 5 to 10 degrees open at this point. Continuing into breakpoint 8, the club shaft is once again parallel to the target line with the toe up. Both the left and the right arms are extended and the left leg is straight. The hips and shoulders are both 90 degrees open to the target line and most of the weight has shifted over to the left side. The head remains down and behind the ball. As the hands and arms fold up into the finished position, which is breakpoint 9, the club shaft should run across the back of the head. The momentum of the club has pulled the head up and slightly forward. You should be in a balanced position so that you are able to hold your finish while watching the ball fly. You should arrive at the finish smoothly without any jerky movements of the hands and arms. If the movements are quick at this point, the Medicus will break here as well.